Learn to be super successful. Subscribe to my channel, Meathead. Are there any questions I can answer? Otherwise, I'll come back when you... this is the same for everybody. Nobody's into the case yet. They're just, trying to figure out who shot John. But any questions that before the who shot John stage that I might be able to answer?
We're clear on what our sort of task is.
Yeah, well, because we need to talk about price, the structure of the price.
Okay. We have the information that enough to whether we can want to buy it. We have, are the tax returns within 10% of their financial numbers that they present, and we're going to assume right now for yes. The model, the perfect model right now is 60-40. 60% we buy, 40% they keep, and either some sort of earn-out or they stay in the deal, like with Jason Nagy, he only buys the 60%, which means you got to buy about twice as many companies if you're only buying 60%. This first deal is a deal you've already done, right?
It cratered.
It cratered, okay. So now when you look at it, why it cratered, other than the guy jerked you around for about a year, if I remember correctly. Okay.
Yeah, that's another one, but we gave our bid, and then we asked some questions that came out of the due diligence, and then they just ignored us. We didn't hear anything.
Okay, well, now were the questions, would they have been able to figure out the questions that you were asking were just to knock the price down?
No, it was, they are with two owners, and they were with three, but they bought the third out 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. But they had like a clause in the contracts in which they couldn't sell like the majority. So we wanted to buy 49% and 2% like in a onderhandsovereenkomst, I would say, like on a separate agreement that we put in a closet. So we still have the majority. And we also asked some questions about their revenue sharing models with some employees. And then we asked further documents to go into the due diligence, like employee contracts and some numbers, etc. And then we just didn't hear anything about them.
Okay.
And I texted and I called, but yeah.
Oh, well, that happens. You know if they sold to somebody else?
No, not yet, as I know. Perhaps they did, but not that I know.
Some of the people will jerk you around because they just want to get a basis for what the company's worth. Okay? They have no intention of really selling to you. They want that for estate planning purposes or whatever. And you can't really tell. They can. You've heard me right down to the contract signing. All of a sudden they're not signing. Okay. Sometimes that's a negotiation technique, but a lot of times it's just they got seller's remorse before they sold, and because this is their baby. I mean, and to you it's just a number, and there's a big difference.
Yeah, but they also did. They had like their dental clinic, and also Tutsi. And Tutsi is a company that looks familiar, like Invisalign, which have the invisible braces.
Oh yeah.
To straighten your teeth, and they wanted to sell their clinic to raise capital to start Tutsi, because they think that's like a blue ocean market in which they can expand very rapidly. But then war came, inflation came, and all the venture capitalists and private equity funds withdrew. So I think they were a little bit scared to start that venture, and then they didn't want to sell, because otherwise they sold their clinic and they started a project which will probably fail. So perhaps.
So they didn't want to let loose of their cash cow.
Yeah, exactly.
And the cash cow offsets the risk as well of the new venture. Like it basically financed that startup phase.
Exactly, because in 2018, 19, 20, I mean, everything went up. So they were probably very ambitious, and they thought, okay, we're going to start Tutsi and we're going to do something with the invisible aligners and make a lot of money. But then they realized that it was more difficult than they thought. And then I think they wouldn't let loose of their cash cow, something like that, because they're also quite young. One guy is, David is 38, and other guy's like 46. So yeah.
So what did you learn from that process?
That it's good to collect data, but you need a quick yes or a quick no.
Correct.
So.
Okay, quick no is better than a slow, prolonged, even yes, because some of the guys have worked on deals a year and a half, and they finally said yes, but during that year and a half, that they were focused on this, they could have done 3 or 4 other deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2019 was a finger fucking year. So that's,
Yeah.
don't want to.
Okay, well, I'll see you guys later then. Okay.